Good morning 4-H dog participants. Today we're going to have a short little video on dog showmanship. If you refer to the guide that I showed you earlier and turn to the dog showmanship part, it will go through the rules for you. It will also show you how to correctly hold the lead and how the lead should be placed on your dog. This is for the showmanship. It will also talk a little bit about baiting. Baiting is having treats to help your dog stand properly. Usually we don't do a lot of that, but it can be done. You can read on that. It will discuss clothing, ring procedures, gaiting, and different things of that nature. One thing I wanted to point out is that there is a showmanship handbook specifically for that. It will have questions. Part of showmanship is having questions that you will need to answer. So it's important that you know, it usually shows here what breed your dog is, what group your dog belongs to. If your dog is a crossbred, you go with the group that it most closely resembles. Now, probably the biggest thing we're going to talk about today are the patterns. There are different patterns that we talk about in this book. Probably the main ones you will need to know will be the down and back, the triangle, and the L pattern. So Candace has Dottie today. Candace, can you bring Dottie up here so you can show them how her leash is on? This is her showmanship collar. You want to have it snugged up behind their ears, and you hold it in your left hand, gathered up. Again, you hold it with it between your fingers, like so, and then hang on to it. You usually want about, that's probably about a foot from her neck to your hand. It just depends on the height of your dog. Now, Candace, when they come in the ring, you usually jog into the ring and you line up. Can you show us how you stack a dog in line?
Daddy. So, I think there are two ways. So, first one, you could be like this. You can switch hands, I think.
Yes.
And then you'll kind of move your feet, your dog's feet, so that they're kind of right by each other. Daddy doesn't really want to do that. And
in
then
a square.
And then another way you could do it is you just walk them forward a couple steps. Not a lot, just a little.
Now Dottie's a beginner in showmanship, so she's still learning. Stacking your dog is when you get all 4 feet square underneath them. Now, the other thing is you want to keep eye contact with the judge. Now you're kneeling because Dottie's short. What if you had a big Labrador? What would you want to be?
You could stand like this. And then if you don't want to kneel and your dog doesn't need to be attended and they don't move around like Dottie does, you can also just stand like this too. But see, since she's a beginner, I'm gonna have to kind of stand down here and make sure she doesn't move.
Now, do you want to keep your dog standing at all times when you're in the line?
Yes.
Okay.
So then you can also take your hand and kind of put it under their belly just to make sure they don't sit down or lay down.
Okay. And you switched hands when you kneeled down. So now the leash is in your right hand.
Yes.
When you stand up to walk, what will you do? You will put it in your left hand and move forward. Now, for one of the first things we talk about, we'll maybe do other patterns if we're outside, but can you show people how to do the down and back on the showmanship leash?
Yep. Come on, Daddy.
Now go real slow with this.
Now, this took me a while to figure out, but you'll just turn, you and your dog will turn into each other, and you'll switch hands like that. And then you'll just come back.
And then do it again. So you would switch hands and walk back. So that's just a little beginner basics on showmanship. If you're going to start practicing, start with this, stacking your dog and doing the down and back. Also look through the questions and become familiar with the breed of dog that you have. Probably our next video will be the different showmanship patterns, so you can become familiar with how those are. Okay, thank you much.